Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another weekend. I'm Kat Simons. Of course, I've got wonderful guests. Can you tell everybody your name and who you're with?
I'm Lauren Kiger, and I'm with VCU Massey Cancer Center.
It's good to see you again. And who have you brought along?
I have brought with me Kaity Kasper. She's the chair of the 2013 HDL Inc. Massey Challenge.
Woohoo! Welcome.
Thank you.
So you're like in charge.
I am. It's a little scary.
How did that happen? How did you get involved?
Oh gosh, I got involved with the Massey Challenge 7 years ago now, and I started fundraising for Massey because I'm a patient there. 10 years ago, I was treated there for Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I've been in remission for 10 years this year, which is very exciting. Yay!
Congratulations.
And then during my follow-up, we found that I also carry the BRCA1 gene mutation, which most people know as the breast and ovarian cancer gene. And so that kind of reignited my passion for fundraising for Massey, since I have such a personal interest in what they're doing there, since my risk of getting cancer again is so high. So just through fundraising and being a patient there is something that I've been very involved with for a very long time, it feels like.
Wow, she's wonderful.
She is incredible. She really is.
I can tell she's a go-getter.
She is. We have been hard at work since November 1st, meeting with all sorts of individuals, community leaders, organizations, businesses, really promoting the challenge and promoting Kaity's journey during the Massey Challenge. And we've had a great time partnering with a lot of those folks to raise over $500,000 this year.
Wow.
So we are stoked.
We are.
And we're just getting started, huh?
We're just getting started. Race day is a little less than 3 months away. So time is ticking and we are ready.
Now, are you going to have your own team?
I always fundraise as an individual. It's just how I started doing it, and so it's what I've always done. But I always have friends that come and run with me. So in a sense, I have a team, but my fundraising is all done on my own.
Now, what about people who are listening? Is it too late to join a team?
Never. It is never, ever too late to join the Massey Challenge. The beauty of it is we have this amazing partnership with sports backers. And every year, as most Richmonders know, they host the UCROPS Monument Avenue 10K presented by Martin's. And so that is sort of the culmination of the Massey Challenge. And we work 6 months ahead of race day to raise all of the funds and friends that we possibly can. And so everyone has until April 13th to join us in the Massey Challenge. And hopefully we'll all be running together in VCU black and gold.
I like that. And of course, you can start a team, you can join a team, or you can donate money. So there's different ways you can help, right?
Absolutely. There's a whole variety of ways you can join the Massey Challenge, as Kaity does as an individual. You can grab a couple of friends or family members, your coworkers perhaps, and start a team. Or you can just log on to someone who inspires you like Kaity and make a donation in her honor or on someone else's behalf. So there's plenty of ways. There's also lots of volunteer opportunities. If you'd rather get your hands a little bit dirty and join us on race day, we'll have the water stop. We'll also have a whole bunch of volunteers out cheering and supporting Massey and the runners in the race. So
how fun. And it just keeps
great.
growing and growing. And the money, tell me about the money raised, where it goes and why it's so important, Kaity.
The money goes to the director's discretionary fund, and I'm lucky that Dr. Gordon Ginder, who is the director of the Cancer Center, is actually my oncologist. So I trust him and his judgment implicitly, and that's what that fund is for. He gets to look at the Cancer Center as a whole and decide what it is that their most pressing need is, and that's where that money goes to. And when you really get acquainted with the Cancer Center, you realize that the $500,000 we're hoping to raise does a whole lot of work there in terms of letting their research continue and letting them make all the progress they're making. 29% of the funding that Massey has to do that research comes from private philanthropy. So it comes from people that join the Massey Challenge, that attend the events that they hear about. And without that 29% of the funds, the work that they are trying to do would really be slowed down. So this is a really important fundraising effort for Massey this year.
So the money stays here.
The money stays right here locally, and that's sort of the mantra of the Massey Challenge this year, is this idea of live local, give local. We are so blessed that Massey is here in the Richmond area.
Oh, yes.
But what a lot of people don't realize is that Massey actually has a presence in every single city and every single county of Virginia.
Really?
As well as the United States and the world through research, clinical trials, outreach locations that we have, and just awareness projects. So we truly strive to be Virginia's Cancer Center and provide all the resources that anyone might need here.
Well, I know, like with the clinical trials, I've been fortunate enough over the years You've brought some people in. I've met some people who have participated in these clinical trials, and they have been successful, and they're well. And it's just
Absolutely.
just to be able to have the opportunity to be in a clinical trial is an amazing thing, I would think.
Yep, clinical trials. We have over 150 current active clinical trials here, and that's an amazing alternative for folks who are going through cancer treatment. And then the other half of that is we know that those folks who participate in clinical trials now are really setting the standard for cancer treatment in the future. And so you never know whose life you might save, but just by being involved, you're setting a fantastic model for the future.
Well, and just, getting involved and letting yourself be tracked, and your health and things that the researchers can use. I mean, there are a lot of things that I learn about as I go. So I'm pretty amazed. So I think it's a good thing to get out there and run or walk. You can walk, right?
You can run,
Because
you can walk, you can crawl if you want. That's okay.
There's a couple of us here, our Lite98 and one of our sister stations, Q94. We're going to have our own team, so we're going to walk on
That's
it.
right.
I'm going to walk.
Have you come up with your team name yet?
No, we're working on that. But I understand you designed the T-shirt, Katie?
I did as part of my fundraising this year. It actually just came out today. I designed a T-shirt that, the kind of joking a little bit about the fact that since I have such a high risk, I feel like I'm being examined all the time. And one of my friends said that, it's kind of like I'm under surveillance. And so that's the T-shirt says under surveillance and has a cute little pair of pink binoculars on there. So we're selling that to try to support the challenge and also remind people that, everybody, even if you don't have an extraordinarily high cancer risk, you have an obligation to take care of your own health and pay attention to your body and make sure that you see your doctor if anything seems strange, because the faster you can catch something, the easier it is to treat it. And we're blessed because we live in Richmond and we do have a place like Massey where if we catch something early, the odds are really good that they're going to be able to take care of us. So we all kind of have that obligation to make sure we're under our own surveillance to take care of ourselves.
You're such a great spokesperson for this. I mean, I could tell. I mean, this has made a big difference in your life, and you believe everything you're telling me. I believe you. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think I feel very fortunate that I got to be a patient at Massey. I'd moved to Richmond just 6 months before my diagnosis, and I feel like I was really blessed that happened. We just have a fantastic resource here in Richmond. We're lucky as residents of Richmond that we can take advantage of that, and they're doing, like Lauren said, really world-class, groundbreaking research just miles from where we're sitting right now, and that's unique for us, and I think it's something that's incredible, and I think that's why the tie with the Monument Avenue 10K is so great, because that's also an incredible event that we have in our city, and the fact that Sports Backers is so willing to let us partner to support this amazing resource. It really kind of all comes together to just make one great day for the city of Richmond.
Oh, and it's going to be fun. There's going to be party zones and things, I'm sure.
It's going to be a ton of fun. The 10K between miles 3 and 4 will actually be the designated Massey area. So it's our Massey mile, and we'll be providing water to all of the runners and walkers, and we'll be dancing and singing and cheering, and it's we're really looking forward to having an opportunity to share with Richmond exactly that, what Massey is, and that we're here, and that we want to be your resource for any questions or treatment that you might need regarding cancer.
Okay, so if you want to join a team or get information about this event or treatment or anything, you just go to the one main website.
We have a website for the Massey Challenge. It's www.runformassey.org, and that's www.run4massey.org. And you can go there. You can read stories of hope. Katie has a story up there. She also has a link to her blog where she is tracking all of her progress with the 10K. We also have information on starting a team, joining a team, making a donation. We have a group of Massey Challenge committee folks got together and made a really beautiful video to sort of explain the challenge this year. So we encourage you to check that out as well. And there will be links to any and everything you might need to know about Massey on that site as well.
This is gonna be good. I have a feeling Katie's gonna be one of those that we're gonna have to really run hard if we're gonna beat.
You should ask her what her goal is. It's pretty incredible.
What's your goal?
My fundraising goal this year is $25,151, and so I just got to $8,000 today before we came over here.
Now, how did you come up with the odd amount of money there?
It's funny you should ask. So the first year that I did the Massey Challenge, it was my 4th year in remission.
Okay.
And I raised $2,000. I'd never really fundraised at all for anything before. And I wanted to do something to celebrate 5 years in remission, because 5 is usually the year where your risk of having a recurrence of that particular cancer come back. And so it's a big milestone. And I had a friend suggest that I try to raise $5,000 for 5 years. And I did not think I would get to $5,000, but I did, and it was really exciting. And so I always kind of thought for 10 years I would raise $10,000. And I've just had great supporters. Every year that I've done it, my support system has gotten bigger and bigger. And so last year I actually raised over $10,000, which was fabulous. But unfortunately, that was year number 9 in remission. And so we were left wondering, what should I do for year number 10? And one of my good friends who also works with Lauren over at Massey pulled up my records and added up the total amount I've raised since I've been in the Massey Challenge. And that number was $25,151. So to celebrate 10 years, I'm trying to double my contribution to Massey by raising that amount in the 6-month window of the Massey Challenge this year. So
Fabulous.
I'm optimistic. I think I'm going to get there.
You are fabulous.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I mean, we have runners age 6 to age 86.
So there is no limits, right?
There are no limits to fundraising or supporting the challenge, and it's one of the few events that we really have in the community that brings any and everyone together,
Right.
from all parts of Virginia, from all parts of the country for that matter.
Oh, sure.
That we can really just say, if you live local, give local. Support your local research, and who knows what'll happen and what tools you have at your disposal. in
The
doing so.
amazing future. Now, children, how old do they have to be? Is it they have a fun run?
The Monument Avenue 10K does host the Virginia 529, which is for children. It's a 1-mile loop.
Right.
So folks can definitely register for that.
Fun.
I will say registering for the Massey Challenge is separate than registering for the 10K. And so we encourage you to sign up for the 10K as well as sign up for the Massey Challenge through our website. But you do not have to run or walk to participate in the Massey Challenge.
So what's your favorite story so far of race day? Have you had a crazy event happen to you?
I haven't really had any crazy events happen on race day, I don't think. I think my favorite part about race day is at the expo coming up before race day, Massey has available for runners to wear purple survivor bibs that say that you're a cancer survivor. And so I wear one every year. And every year without fail, I have 3 or 4 people that have never met before, that I don't know, that come up and just start running with me and my friends, and they want to tell me their story or their parents' story or the story about someone who was either touched by Massey or touched by cancer. And it's always, to me, that's very heartwarming. I think that, a cancer diagnosis is a really hard thing, and it's a
Sure.
difficult time in people's lives. But I think every year that year when you wear that bib and you see people connecting that way, it really is very heartwarming. And it shows you that also is a way for people to connect and really be closer and come together as a community, which is really, really great. And so I think that's my favorite part of race day. It's what I look forward to every year, is who I'm going to meet just through that connection.
Yeah, I mean, cancer is such a horrible diagnosis, but
Yeah.
our lives are complex, and it's not the only thing that any one of us has going on. And so to be able to celebrate that, to have fun with it, to make running a 10K a New Year's resolution, it's rewarding and it's valuable, and it really gives you something to look forward to in this diagnosis. So.
Well, I look forward to it. I'm going to say now I'm going to have to look at my goal a little different after talking to you, Miss Thing over there.
Well, I think, and this is something I do have a very high goal, but something that we try to remind people is you don't need to have a high goal to make a big difference. And Lauren said earlier that our goal this year is to raise $500,000 altogether for Massey. Well, there are 40,000 runners in the Monument Avenue 10K. And if every single one of them signed up for the Massey Challenge anytime between now and April 13th, and if every one of them raised just $100, so if everybody got 10 friends to donate $10, altogether on April 13th, we would have $4 million to give to the Massey Cancer Center.
Oh my!
So really, you don't need to have a high goal. If you go out and ask 10 people for $10, that's a huge difference that you're making in what Massey can do.
Now I've got an
Absolutely.
idea.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible. And some of our biggest fundraisers have done things like change drives, or for $1 you can wear jeans, or the smallest little fundraisers that you don't think twice about really add up over a period of a couple of months. And so it's really incredible to see some of the creative ways that people do their fundraising.
See, so we can have fun, raise money at the same time, and
Absolutely.
work towards healthy people and cures and wonderful things.
Exactly.
And if you raise $100, you also get a Massey Performance shirt. And so on race day, we'll invite you to join us in your Massey Performance shirt and run alongside of us. So it'll be one big Massey team making a big impact on the 10K. So
That'll be a good photo op.
yep, that's our hope.
And tell me the website one more time.
It is www.runformassey.org, and that's the number 4.
Well, ladies, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.